speaker, the first man who's going to share his ideas about health, and maybe you will find something interesting for you, is Igor Tsymbalisty. And his speech, fifth element.
And thank you for the mic. Usually when we talk about health, what kind of ideas usually we speak about? People would say something about nutrition, about diet, about exercising, about our environment and ecology. But there is one ingredient which makes all this work together, without which all these things might not work. Who can guess what is the ingredient?
The fifth element. The fifth element.
What is the first element of the health?
Breathing.
Okay, any more ideas?
Morning exercise.
Because sleeping is a good
Morning exercise.
exercises.
Yes.
Okay.
Fast.
This is the you are the most close.
Love.
So the
coach
exactly the secret ingredient is love. Because all these things we could sleep enough, we could eat enough, but when there is no love in our life, we will not feel connected to the world. In Chinese philosophy and Chinese medicine, maybe Mark will mention about it, there is this concept of qi, which is an energy that goes throughout the universe, which we could gather qi from the universe and then we could share it, we could disperse it, we could give it away. So love is the same element that connects us. It connects us to the outer world. It also connects us, our bodies, within. It makes, when our bodies are loved, when they experience love, they get more integrated. So we could feel our body as a whole. We all live in practical, in real world. We have jobs, we have families, we have our responsibilities. So the question is, how do we find love? How do we go to this path? And there are two ways. The first way, it is a way, I would call it spiritual. And this is the way that many religions and that have their final point of destination. This is when you perceive people, you perceive the world with loving acceptance. And you do not judge. You do not put labels as something is good or something is bad. You just accept what happens. You let it pass. And this is what Christianity talks about. This is what Buddhism talks about. This is also, the idea is also present in yoga and many other teachings. To achieve these states and to perceive this world without judgment. We know, but also from history, we know that it took Buddha many years to get into these states. He was meditating. Meditation also helps, by the way. So those who meditate, you might get a glimpse, have this feeling, have this experience. It took many years to achieve the states, to have this, to develop this kind of perception. But there is another way. There is more practical and I would say the simpler way also to go to the path of love. And this way is to demonstrate. Could you please close your eyes for a minute and imagine that you are being hugged by a person that you love, or someone really close to you, someone from your family, or maybe girlfriend, boyfriend, your child. Can you feel this warm feeling inside of your chest?
Yes.
This is how love feels. This is how it feels to be connected to the world. But there are many obstacles. It's easy to get. There are many obstacles that prevent us from taking this path. And number one obstacle is that people would separate mind and body. This is like the modern medicine approach our health. That there is a body which needs to be treated, so there should be some pills given, but usually the mind is being ignored, and this is difficult to, if you don't take a whole approach to the body, it's difficult to heal somebody if you work only with the body. And the same is true if you work only with the mind. So this is the one obstacle, that this perception as mind and body is something separate, that prevent us from experiencing this feeling of physical connection, understanding how physical connections would help us to experience the energy of love. Because there is this many studies, which psychological studies, which say that the children need to be hugged. If a child is not hugged, then there is a great chance that the person will grow dysfunctionally. It will be difficult to connect with other people as grow up. But the same is true for the adults. The secret is that we all need to be hugged. It doesn't matter how old we are, if we are 3 years or if we are 40 or 50 years old. This is a universal need for us to be hugged, to feel the warmth of other body, to feel these energies that flows when people hug, when people touch each other. There is also this misperception that, for example, in our culture, it is perceived as acceptable when, for example, girls hug each other. This is cool. But when me and Sergey, when we kind of get hugged, there might be
disgusting.
some suspicion. There's something they might think I'm gay.
Yeah. Queer fishes.
So there is this perception that this is not appropriate, which is kind of indoctrination, because we all people need this feeling, the feeling of being connected. There is also the past. One of the ways to overcome this, if it's difficult to overcome because of all these cultural limitations, there is also a path that makes it easier. I'm not forcing it. This is something just that I want to share. Maybe some of you will want to explore it. And this is dancing. And one of the most essential dances when you get the maximum physical contact is Argentinian tango. This is why me, and I would say about 60% of other people dance tango, because they can get the feeling of the connection with the other with the other person, and through this connection with the other person, you can connect to the whole world. And this is a unique experience, which is very difficult to get in our modern lives. When we travel in the metro, we have the cars. So it's difficult to have this intimacy and this genuine human touch. Of course, there are other ways, and I'm sure that you will find them, and some of them you will follow them. And to summarize, I would like to say that if you want to be healthy, there are 2 ways you can follow. The number 1 way is to perceive the world with loving acceptance. When you don't judge, you don't blame other people, you don't gossip, you just accept things without labeling and without labeling them as either good or bad. The other way is to hug people that are close to you and feel how your heart is filled with love. Madam Toastmaster.